out for a force that no one had before. It became Wendigo.
Ouais, que t'as pas mieux à faire.
The whites were decimating under the icy claws of the Wendigo. The great tide of blood even pushed a few ships back out to sea, but the Wendigo was not yet done. With his vengeance, for as long as the heart of one of his fans and murderers still beats on concrete territory, he would prevail. The elders say that it was the force of the ancestors returned to nature that turned the young warrior. In the clearing... In this clearing, where many ancestors had been buried in centuries past, a clearing now covered in blood, spilled unjustly, in time where too many bodies were being buried, the ancestors heard the cries of the young warrior. Only in remarkable time like this could the Wendigo have been born. His vengeance satiated, the warrior became Wendigo and to rest forever. His frozen heart melted and disappeared, much like real snow come to spring. The storm that had befallen the Cree land faded as well. There was much celebration. Balance had been restored, but the whites came back too. White hatred is never satisfied by rock and bone turned to dust. They arrived by hundreds armed with guns and torches, burned down every village, raped every woman, smashed the head of every newborn, tortured every man that fell into their grips. Never before had unbalance been so deep for the Cree people, and ever since it has been told that one should be satisfied with the rivers of blood brought by hatred, despite the wrongfulness done to them. Because remarkable hate comes at far too steep a price. The Wendigo was never invoked again, but in the hearts of the Cree people remained a fear that one day a young warrior could once again call out with remarkable hate, because they know, through the wisdom brought by this legend, that the Wendigo would prevail, but that this victory would come at a great cost. The whites could come back, the whites would be spared.
Gomme-moi la belle rose de la tulipe, qui se donne au yab sur le mercredi des cendres. Si tu peux faire cette histoire-là.
I probably shouldn't go through this fellow's things. Oh, so it is a Wendigo after all. Now where do I find this? This caribou thing. It wasn't the beer because I still have it with me. Oh. But that fellow gives me warm clothes if I manage that. So there was this.
Carl had fed his mind, but had forgotten the harsh reality that his body also needed nourishment, especially in the dead of winter.
Well, I don't happen to have food. So there was this girl shot in the neck. Unknown girl. Let's not forget that. Got to the neck by a couple of guys. And told to not tell anyone about it. Oh yeah, this is great. This is a great idea. Hey guys. Yeah, let's go here.
The cold seemed to be more brutal here than anywhere else. It seeped into bones and into every breath to get to the heart until it stopped. Carl needed to be dressed in warm clothes to survive.
Yes, that's a good idea. So, it was a girl killed by some, well, obviously what these guys call white.
Carl wondered how long he would have to endure this skin-stinging cold.
And she probably was important to someone. And that someone is now pretty upset. And knows who they were, because one of them who House of the Patriot, well then. Because one of the guys who was a part of it wrote about it.
The place looked more like a pigsty than a house. A heavy stench of curdled milk, cheap alcohol, and boiled cauliflower filled the air.
Ah, there we go.
Rock music invaded the minds of men even in the remotest of places. The man didn't own a turntable though, so there's that going for him.
A Jan's note. Quebec liberation will happen by force or not at all. We will prevail.
People were ready to take up arms to stand against the yoke of English imperialism. In Montreal, mailboxes were blown up, abductions were carried out, and violent manifestos were distributed to media outlets. But around here, in the great northernmost, all a man could do is curse out loud against a faraway evil and pray for the revolution to arise. That man, by any reckoning, was from that very stock.
So this Patriot, they fucking flames.
You had to be out of your mind to cook up white whiskey at home. The all-surrounding stench of alcohol alone was probably enough to gas a man to death.
A gun rack. A gun rack.
Carl now knew how to quench the drunkard's thirst.
So I need...
It Jean Blouin. Seems like that pig had a name after all.
Okay, so this guy probably shot the chick. What do I need? Caribou whiskey, white whiskey, and sherry wine. So I need an empty bottle. I just drink water. Oh no, I actually need the alcohol.
Carl knew right away that the owner of this place wasn't a copper collector. No, this was a junkman's base of operations. The guy definitely seemed like quite the expert in scavenging scrap metal, with or without permission, surely. In the right hands, red metal could sell like hotcakes.
So a guy makes his own booze here, but doesn't.
The rag reeked of fermented vomit. Carl wondered how one could bear to live in such gross and horrid conditions.
Who keeps closing these things?
With a homemade shooting range such as this, it wasn't hard to imagine a stray bullet ending its course inside the flesh of an unsuspecting passerby. Granted, Carl thought, there wasn't much in the way of passersby around here.
Exactly. So I'm pretty sure it was either it was an accident and the fellow who now is a Wendigo got upset over it, or then it wasn't an accident and well, he got upset over it.
That truck had obviously seen its share of gravel roads. Carl wasn't a mechanic, but he could easily tell that only the most heartfelt prayer would bring this old beater back from its slumber. With that cold, however, it was more likely that it would wait until next spring to wake up.
Okay. And I for some reason pick up a second axe. Nope. More beer, but that's not what I need. Who throws away perfectly good matches?
If Carl had at any point wished to get his hands on some caribou, he couldn't have wished for better than a distillery like this one.
I mean, yeah, we just need a... You know, we need to find some. And we need some white whiskey, that's for sure. This guy obviously he didn't have any prepared. It's kind of upsetting, but at least there's soap in the corner. Okay. Let's keep going. First of all, the whole situation is not good at the moment. At the same time, we are trying to solve the murder of, what's his face? And there is also a Wendigo on the loose. The situation is not to my liking, so to speak. Weather for Lamont. Dear Mr. Lamont, here is the spark plug you ordered for your Olympic ski tour. This model, what happened? This model is very popular. The model is very popular. Has made it This model being very popular has made it difficult to find a brand new part as quickly as usual. Thank you for choosing Garage Potvin and Fields in Chibomai. Sincerely, Gaetan Potvin. No spark plug. Oh. Good thing I still have this. Lamont's garage.
What good was a motorless car? The mechanic sure had an odd way to go about repairing things.
What is this? No mobiles. Ah. Well done. Hamilton, I won't be your dog anymore. Another one.
Nice catio. They
I don't
say
know.
it's supposed to soothe the soul.
Well,
But
it's
with this powerful gale that seemingly never sleeps, it was far more likely to get on anyone's nerves.
yeah, it's getting on my nerves. Polaroid films. Police letter. Dear Mr. Lamont.
Roswell, Atamipek, same story. Large deserts conducive to extravagant follies.
Following up your complaint, I'm afraid that the police cannot support your claim alleging the sudden appearance of a man who came from outer space on your village territory. Manifestly, what happened at Roswell in New Mexico left a deep impression on you, and we would urge you to consult with the physician as soon as possible. Regarding future potential complaints, let it be known that the juridical district of Abiti does not believe in Little Green Man. Regards, Pierre Valjean. Clerks to Rare du Quebec. Quebec. What the fuck? Oh.
Weird stuff. Kind of a crossing between a colander and a hairdryer. What was it for? To play telepath?
Nope.
To protect against nuclear waves?
Nope. Parts manual. Suspension. Suspension has way too many parts. Taking puzzle apart is easy, but putting it back together is another story. I patched everything up, but the tracks left and close by. Scheme. Don't drink and work, don't drink and work, don't drink and work. I'm misplacing parts of the machine. Rajan came to help me work on the machine yesterday afternoon. For the most part, he helped me chuck my bottles down to the last drop. I think we tried to ski or something. Bad idea. Still haven't found that one ski we lost in the body. That would make a nice beach chair pad. I just need to get all the parts to reassemble it. Electrical. This lamp is pretty well made, suitable for use even in the harshest of winters. I think I'll place it on top of my secret prototype in the garage. Space has got to be the pitch black and damn cold after all. Steering. I'll have to hurry up and fix this machine if I'm to travel around the powder snow all winter. Alright, I've managed to untangle and replace the brakes cable. Dead on time for October. Now, how about a nice and light blanket for early snow to let the fun begin? Notes. December 1969. Stunts. They're a blast when you're 12 and you go ahead and break your brother's old bicycle, I suppose. Well, I managed to damage my beautiful brand new snowmobile after only 2 days of acrobatics. Fixing up will take a while. I'm thinking a year at the very least. Damn it. March 1970. I need to get my hands on the yellow suit, including the helmet that goes with it. Just like the ad. I loaded them from the bay. September 1970. I think I'm done. All that's left is install all the parts, get that spark plug I've ordered back in August and still haven't received, find the snowmobile ignition key. I think it's on my bunch of keys, which should be on the generator powering my top secret workshop down south, in which I'm working on my equally top secret machine. Anyways, gotta find that key. Now that I have siphoned off the snowmobile's gas to feed my truck, I'll have to refuel it if I am to wander into snowbanks at some point. Okay then. Hey, do you happen to have magnets here? Well, that's a hammer. about magnets?